Hey guys, really quick tutorial about dragon wings. I almost forgot to do it, so I'm just going to do it now. And should just take 5 minutes. So if you've reached this point, you may have reached the point of having to use dragon wings, and you're just curious, how do you use them? Well, I will show you really quick. Dragon wings are, think of it like your escape pod in Eve, or your pod, or whatever you want to call it, where if everything is gone, everything blows up, you end up in dragon wings. They're like a flight suit, you know, like modern day skydivers wear those little wingsuits, except these you can actually go up in instead of just fall to your death. Let me launch these real quick and just show you how they operate. The controls are going to be with your arrow keys, just like with a Strek, which you saw me fly for just a few minutes in the last tutorial. So I've got my controls inverted, meaning pressing up arrow points me to the ground, down arrow points me to the sky, and then of course left and right are still just left and right. You can also, here's some lag, you can also control your rudder with your Q turning left, E key turning right, and there we go. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to try to re-land on the mammoth, and then I'll explain to you what the purpose of the dragon wing is. Flying these things is an acquired skill, by the way. They're very difficult to fly, and some people get so frustrated they actually leave the game the first time they have to fly a dragon wing. One other control I should tell you about before we land is teleport. Teleport has you pay money to fly your dragon wing instantly back to your nearest property. Since our property's right beneath us, I would just pay 1 gold to do it. There's your pay to win again if you're curious. So I'm going to try to point out all the pay to wins as I do the tutorials. It's not really a pay to win though, because again you can buy gold with silver. Not really worth paying though when we could just fly. Alright, here we go. Attempt number 1. I'm getting pretty good at this. Boom! Man, when I first started the game, that would have been a 10-minute ordeal trying to land on something. So I could have also landed on the base. You'll see these little tiny green indicators which indicate your approach vector. That's most ideal. But if, let's say, you accidentally dragon wing out of a ship, and you're like, oh crap, I need my ship back. How do I get back to it? Well, you can dragon wing back to it, but if you dragon wing at, say, 4,000 up, or 4 miles, or 4,000 yards, meters, whatever they decide the measurement is in this game, then you're going to have some trouble because the air's pretty thin up there. If you can't get back to your ship, I have some good news. Your ship will eventually descend to the ground. If it's unpiloted for, I believe it's 5 to 10 minutes, the ship will very slowly start to fall to the ground until it's low enough for you to pick it up. Also, if you log off outside of your ship, it will fall to the ground in the last place it was at, slowly of course, and then you'll be able to go pick it up next time you log on. It does disappear, so don't worry about someone coming and blowing it up 2 hours later when you're asleep. However, they can blow it up in the 5 minutes that it is still airborne. So be very cautious about abandoning your ship. Something that you can do, and I'm going to cover this in another tutorial, is you can put navigation systems on your ships, which you really should do that with all your ships, and you can remote control your ship from anywhere. That way, if you dragon wing somewhere else, you can still tell your ship, hey, get over here and land because I need to get back on you and fly away. Anyway, that's a really quick tutorial on dragon wings. There's not much to be said about them. I know that they're probably pretty frustrating, but don't worry, you get better. Your best bet if you want to fly Streks is to fly around in dragon wings to get used to the controls. That way, when you get to Streks, it's a pretty simple process. Alright guys, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed the shortest tutorial of my entire series.